You can have perfect technique, perfect timing, and still make the shot harder than it needs to be. The reason might be sitting inside the muzzle of your shotgun, your choke. Robert Churchill understood an important principle. The gun should help you break the target, not force you to fight the target. In this video, you'll learn how choke actually changes your shot, when a tighter choke can hurt more than help, and how experienced shooters choose the right setup. And if you haven't watched my previous video on why shooters mount the gun too late, watch that after this one. It connects directly to what we're about to uncover. If this helps your shooting, hit like. And if you're serious about becoming a better shotgun shooter, subscribe, because we're breaking down the small details that can make a big difference. Section 1. The biggest problem: more choke doesn't always mean more breaks. Here's the mistake. Many shooters assume that a tighter choke is automatically better because it puts more pellets into a smaller area. That sounds logical. But clay shooting isn't about producing the tightest pattern possible. It's about putting enough effective pellets on the target at the right distance. A target that's 10 yards away doesn't need the same pattern as a target that's 40 yards away. And that's where choke becomes important. A very open pattern gives you more forgiveness at short range. A tighter pattern can maintain useful pellet density farther away. But here's what nobody tells you. A tighter choke cannot rescue a poor gun mount, bad lead, or late shot. It can only change the pattern your gun produces. Section 2. Why choke changes the shot. Think of choke as controlling how much the shot column constricts as it leaves the barrel. With less constriction, the pattern generally opens faster. With more constriction, the pattern generally stays denser for longer. The important word is generally, because actual performance depends on the shotgun, ammunition, shot size, distance, and choke combination. Two shotguns can use the same nominal choke and produce noticeably different patterns. That's why experienced shooters don't simply read the label on a choke tube and assume they know what the gun will do. They test it. And that brings us to one of the most important lessons in this entire video. Your choke isn't what the label says. Your choke is what your shotgun and ammunition actually do together. Section 3. The common choke mistakes. Mistake number 1. Using the same choke for everything. Some shooters find a setup they like and never change it. That can work, but it may not be optimal. A close crossing target and a distant quartering target can demand very different pattern performance. Mistake number 2. Choosing choke based on confidence instead of distance. A tight choke can feel reassuring, but confidence is not the same thing as performance. If your shot is slightly off the target, a tighter pattern gives you less margin for error. The biggest mistake is still coming. Mistake number 3. Believing choke can compensate for poor range estimation. If you misjudge the target's distance, your choke selection may no longer make sense. The answer isn't automatically tighter. The answer is understanding the shot. Section 4. The correct technique. Match choke to the target. Start with one simple question. How far away will I actually shoot this target? Not where the target starts, not where you first see it, where you intend to break it. That distinction matters. A target may appear close when it first leaves the trap, but your chosen breakpoint could be much farther downrange. So choose your choke around the actual shooting distance and the target presentation. For many clay disciplines, shooters often use combinations ranging from more open constrictions for closer work to tighter constrictions for longer targets. But don't treat those labels as universal rules. This tells you something a choke chart never can. Exactly how your gun behaves. And here's the key. You want a pattern that gives you enough pellet density to break the target while still giving you practical forgiveness when your point of impact isn't perfect. Section 5. Advanced tips. Think like a competitive shooter. Now let's go one level deeper. Don't look only at distance. Look at the target's speed, angle, presentation, and how much of the target you're likely to see at the breakpoint. A fast, close target may reward a more forgiving pattern. A long target may require more retained pattern density. But there's another variable many shooters ignore: ammunition, change the load, and your pattern can change. Change the shotgun, and it can change again. This is why blindly copying another shooter's choke setup can be a mistake. Their gun isn't your gun. Their ammunition isn't your ammunition. And their breakpoint isn't necessarily your breakpoint. Most shooters stop here, but that's exactly why they never improve. Keep simple notes: gun, load, choke, distance, pattern, result. Over time, you stop guessing. You start knowing. Section 6. The mental mistake. There's a psychological trap with choke. A shooter misses, then immediately thinks, maybe I needed more choke. Another miss. Maybe I needed less. Now the shooter is changing equipment instead of fixing the real problem. Maybe the issue was the mount. Maybe the eyes moved late. Maybe the muzzle stopped. Maybe the lead was wrong. Choke should support your technique. It shouldn't become a substitute for technique. This is where Churchill's philosophy becomes especially useful. The goal isn't to overpower the target. The goal is to make the shot feel simple. The right setup reduces unnecessary difficulty. The wrong setup can make an already difficult target even less forgiving. Section 7. The simple choke test. Here's a simple practice drill. First, choose a realistic distance based on the targets you actually shoot. Second, test your preferred ammunition with your chosen choke. Third, inspect the pattern instead of relying on the choke label. Look for useful pellet distribution around the intended target area. Repeat with another choke if appropriate. Now compare. That answer is more valuable than simply saying, I always shoot improved cylinder, or I always shoot modified. Your shotgun should earn your confidence through evidence. Section 8. The Golden Rule. So here's the entire lesson in one sentence. Don't choose choke because it's tighter. Don't choose it because another shooter uses it. Don't change it every time you miss. Choose it because you understand the target, the distance, the breakpoint, and how your gun actually patterns. That's how equipment starts working with your technique instead of against it. The next time you're preparing for a round, don't ask, what's the tightest choke I can use? Ask a better question. That small change in thinking can make your setup more deliberate and your practice more productive. Now, I want to know, do you normally use the same choke for every clay target? Or do you change it depending on the presentation? Tell me in the comments. If this video helped you, hit like and subscribe for more practical shotgun and clay shooting lessons. And when you're finished here, watch my previous video on gun mount timing, because the right choke won't save a shot if the gun gets to your shoulder too late.